getting what you paid
It's
for.
giant robots fighting giant monsters.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I got the first one.
All fun, no substance.
but you haven't watched it yet? The whole thing?
I've been watching half of it, but I found out on Black Friday.
Yeah.
So I'll be watching it all, and it'll be.
Yeah.
I forgot it.
So, hello, and welcome to an episode? This week's episode
Yes.
of 9 to 5 Nerds with Philip J. Fry, Taran Galila, and
Philip J. Fry.
we'll go Hermes Conrad.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll take
man.
it.
Yeah,
I can limbo.
Okay, you can limbo. This week's episode will be The Disaster Artist, which all of us have seen.
It's a movie.
It is a movie based on the cult classic The Room.
No, it's based on the memoirs of...
From Greg Sestero.
Yeah.
The Making of the Room.
Yeah.
And we will be talking a little bit of the Walking Dead finale, which Leela and I just watched. Katrina and I just watched, and Corey has not seen.
No.
You have only watched one episode this season.
Yes.
Just one.
Yep.
He only watches it to catch up so we could talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, he's failing.
Well, the season's not over yet.
Well, no, it's mid-season finale, so now you have to watch and catch up on this before the mid-season
Intro.
premiere. That's February.
He's failing.
We're probably going to talk more Disaster Artist since only two of us have watched the Walking Dead mid-season finale. So I'm probably going to put today's Sunday, so we just watched it, and we're probably going to put it up tomorrow. So I'll say spoilers now. If you don't want to know and you haven't watched it, stop listening.
Come back after you watch it.
Yeah, because there's big spoilers.
For what? The Walking Dead?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, I was
huge.
saying the Disaster Artist doesn't really have a spoiler.
No, we'll probably talk a lot more Disaster Artist because all three of us have watched it. So we'll just do this real quick.
You just get your crying out now.
Yeah. Okay, you want to give it a shot? Kind of figure out.
No,
we're only watching one episode.
I have no clue where we're at with the Governor 2.0, the 3.0.
So-
shit.
Negan was, when you saw him, he was trapped behind all the walkers, right? They hadn't done that yet?
No, he hasn't seen that.
He was with the priest.
Okay, so all the walkers were in there already.
Yeah.
So they get back into the sanctuary, the main part of the sanctuary, and the whole sanctuary is surrounded by zombies, so they can't go anywhere or do anything.
Okay.
So Daryl and what's her name?
Tara.
They
Slapstick Tara.
Yeah, the girl that's like the comic relief.
What does she do now?
The Twizzlers.
They decided
remember?
they were going to drive a truck in and knock down their front door and let all the zombies get in. So they did that.
Okay. And they get trapped.
They kill all the zombies, so now they have a way out. So now this is summarizing the entire first half of the season.
Okay.
So in the last episode, the kingdom, the Alexandria and Hilltop are all having people go back at them from the sanctuary. So Negan's back on the offensive.
Yeah, they're getting locked down by saviors.
Okay.
All the while Rick is trying to get the trash people still to help him.
Oh, those fucking trash people.
Yeah. There were some really good episodes and some average episodes in this, but the whole Rick with the trash people did not make sense. Since they already betrayed him once.
Yeah.
Well, that was like the second thing that he did that didn't make sense.
What was the first?
With the guy from the party way back from season 1. They had that whole episode between
yeah. A guy came back from season 1.
Okay.
He was a Hispanic guy. He had a family. They got some weapons and they drove off.
Yeah, they were defending the old folks' home.
No? different
okay.
people. This was people that were in camp with Shane.
Oh wait, the Mexican family?
Yeah.
Way back.
Well,
they came back?
The husband, the husband.
He was a savior.
And he was at the very end of an episode, and then there was like a speech, and then a cut, and then the next week episode, Daryl just shot him with a bow and arrow.
Yeah, and it was done. It was a waste of time.
So they brought a guy back.
Wait, even in the beginning, like this week on The Walking Dead, did they cut back to season 1? That clip?
They did.
And
They
you're like,
yeah. Why
the
are they?
fuck is this?
Because they made a big deal. They were bringing somebody back.
Yeah, and then it didn't even matter.
Yeah, it
Those
didn't
things
matter.
are like spoilers, but not. I remember when Game of Thrones,
Game of Thrones not back till 2019 officially.
I heard when Jon Snow died, they showed the episode where Uncle Benjen left or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they say right before he got stabbed, Uncle Benjen's back. I'm like, that's why they showed that clip, because he's back.
Everybody's going to forget who that
And
guy is.
it was a psych out, because he wasn't back. He got... well, spoilers, Jon Snow got stabbed. You may have
God,
forgotten.
they don't know yet.
So,
oh well.
So, Alexandria has Negan there. Hilltop, Maggie's on her way back and has number two, the guy that you like with the mustache. That's a villain in some video game in GTA 5. He's a guy in GTA 5.
Sorry.
And then the kingdom has another guy, and they're each taking care of their own business. Rick's trying to come back. Carl is on the top. Carl is on the top of the fence, dealing with Negan, saying, if you're going to kill somebody, kill me, and this can all be over.
Like.
Which Negan didn't like because he likes Carl. He doesn't want to kill Carl. So Carl takes charge of all of Alexandria.
He's telling shit people what to do.
He gets Daryl and the whole crew to go down, like knock down a wall on the backside and drive out with like these big trucks and stuff. Dwight from Sanctuary, the guy with the burnt face, ends up driving right into a trap and killing a bunch of Sanctuary people because he's on Rick's side. And Carl ends up getting everybody out alive, and then he escapes down these sewers. So that's long story short.
That's where you're at?
Yeah. So the very end of the episode.
Did somebody die?
No. Rick's walking down these sewer tunnels, and it's like all the people. And
you're gonna skip over the Rick and Negan fight? That was pretty good.
Rick and Negan actually fought. Negan was waiting in his house for him. He said, when Rick comes, send him into his house. I'm gonna make some spaghetti, because that's what he did when he was there the first time. So there was actually like a hand-to-hand combat just between the two of them, which was pretty cool. They both got their hits in with Lucio, because it was pretty good.
Okay.
So then they go into the sewers, and Rick's walking past all the people, and he looks at the comic relief girl, Tara. And she looks at Daryl. They're the ones that fucked up and
want to do this new plan.
That he didn't talk to Rick about.
Because that wasn't the plan.
So he's walking by everybody, and he gets to Carl, and Carl's sitting there. He's like, I got him all out. I brought him here. He's like, it happened when I was trying to get everybody out. And he lifts his shirt, and he got bit, like, right on the side. Carl did. So it was like...
A big reveal, huh?
Yeah, big reveal. Carl got bit. And I guess on Talking Dead, they already said it's getting treated like every other walker bite. He's not going to miraculously come out. They're not going to carve it out.
He looked like he was dying already.
Survived. Yeah, he was already pale and sweating and stuff. And there's been a lot of rumors over the last couple of years that Chandler Riggs wants to go to college and he wants...
a life.
Yeah, he wants a life and stuff. Because, he started the show when he was 11.
Yeah, he looks...
It's time.
You go see a picture from season 1. He's a little kid.
And they had zoomed in of his face on this one, and he had, like, facial hair coming in and stuff. So, he's like... He's an adult. He's got to be 18 or 19 now.
Uh-huh.
So, that was the big reveal. It's Carl. And they did it in, like, a really good way. Like, Carl had his moment to shine. He was leading the pack. He got everybody out. And then they show that. And Rick, you can see it on his face. He's about to fucking lose it. And then it cuts to the end. So, it was a pretty big... Oh, there was an episode where Ezekiel is leading all his people to, like, take out
an
outposts. And he doesn't lose anybody. And he's like, see, we didn't lose a single one. They're trying to go to these different outposts to find 50 caliber guns that Dwight said they had. And then at the end of an episode, a fucking 50 caliber gun just like unloads out of the top of the thing and mows down every single one of his people. And they go full on the king. They like a bunch of them jump on Ezekiel before he gets shot.
Style.
It's like 4 of them. They all like protect him. And everybody died except for Ezekiel and Jerry, the big heavyset guy.
Yeah.
Who's really good.
The only two that matter.
Yeah, he was cutting people, zombies in half with
his axe.
And then some savior that looked like half Jim Carrey, half Jeffrey Dahmer.
That's a mix.
Got Ezekiel, and he was trying to march him back to Sanctuary. I wonder if I could find that guy, because he really did just...
Wasn't that the kid from...
No.
No?
Did you ever watch the first season of Boy Meets World?
Boy Meets World?
Yeah.
I'm sure back in the
Savage, like old school.
Back in the day, I'm sure I did. Not in the last 20 years.
Would you remember any of the characters?
The top 3.
Minkus? You remember Minkus?
Yes.
He was in an episode of Walking Dead. He was like a...
He was Savior.
Okay, I typed in Walking Dead, Jim Carrey, Jeffrey Dahmer, and this guy is the first thing that pops up.
Oh my god, seriously?
Yeah.
You don't want to share it. Just want to look at it.
I just want to look at it. That's him. And I'll put a picture up on Twitter of what this fucking guy looks like. Is that a pretty accurate description?
It is.
Yeah, so that's what he looked like, and I was like, wow.
That didn't go well for him?
No.
I think Carol took him out?
Yeah. Oh, then there's an actual picture of Jeffrey Dahmer.
Okay, well...
So that was, in a nutshell, that was the big reveal for...
Walking Dead.
A Walking Dead.
So sad.
Yeah.
He's
So
like
Carl.
one of the best characters in the comics, though.
Interesting. So, was it just 6 months ago, whenever it was, what's her name got bit and turned herself?
Mm-hmm.
Sasha?
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
Another character wanted off the show?
I don't think it's that she wanted off the show. It's that she got the lead role for Star Trek.
And they didn't want to compete with that?
And I don't think they wanted to go...
Make her choose?
But that might already been in the plans when she... You don't really know.
That's possible, but the way all the actors I've ever talked, like, it's short notice.
When you get killed off?
Yeah.
Maybe
But-
she went up to him and said, hey, I'm trying out for this Star Trek.
I got the role.
Everybody seems like on Walking Dead, they always talk about everything's family and everybody's cool. So maybe she was like, hey, I want to go try out for this. And they were probably like, okay. Because they can... Minus Rick. And probably that's it.
Untouchable?
Is untouchable. I think that Michonne is untouchable because they've killed off everybody that Rick's been close to.
Well, Judith is still alive.
Yeah. Maggie's, but...
I think Maggie is more untouchable than Daryl at this point. I think if they really wanted to stir some shit, they should fucking mess with Daryl.
That's why he's not too busy. I don't know how long it takes to make a
That ride show.
ride show.
He
He has his own like
show.
motorcycle show on AMC.
No, I was saying he's in the
That video game?
Death Stranding, Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
I don't know how much work it is to actually just do capture work, motion capture, voice, whatever.
Well, I mean, they're not shooting for like 10 months on Walking Dead.
What do you think they shoot for? 3 months? 2 months?
3 or 4 months.
That's a whole season.
yeah.
So one half.
That'd be my guess.
That's interesting. They use probably all the same sets over and over.
Now there's only one set, I think.
That's in Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Georgia.
Well, they have Alexandria built.
That's not a set. That's a real community.
That's a house community.
That's a real housing community.
People hate living there now.
Yeah, because they corner off part of it when they're shooting and stuff, and they use it, which is insane to me.
I'm sure they're getting some kind of benefit.
And there was the big reveal that there's going to be a crossover from Fear the Walking Dead to Walking Dead.
For Morgan.
I thought they did already.
Yeah, they announced it. They haven't done a crossover yet. It's going to be Morgan. He's the crossover character.
Where's Morgan at right now?
He's
at-
following Ezekiel right now.
Yeah.
Oh, but is this during his dark period when he wasn't on the show?
I don't know
Like,
yet.
is Fear the Walking Dead still prequel? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know what the time periods are.
Like, there's no way to tell anymore.
huh.
We haven't watched Fear the Walking Dead in...
Yeah, we got to catch up. We have some... we have a few
That's
episodes
so
left from last
awful.
I
season.
remember
watch.
seeing something. It was weird timelines, and Maggie's still pregnant.
Yeah, but you can't tell.
How long has Maggie been pregnant for, season-wise?
Well, she just acquired a baby, so...
Yeah.
What?
They found a baby at an outpost after they killed everyone.
Oh, well, I mean,
And they took it.
but she's been pregnant now since the Negan was introduced, at least, right? Before that, I mean, obviously.
Yeah, since before that.
And
So are you saying we're coming up on 9 months is what you're saying?
it should be more than that. I remember
Well, it's a shorter period of time in the show than
Right.
it is.
She's not showing.
it was just some article pointing. It was like things you compare time to, and one being Chandler Riggs.
Yeah.
If you compare it to that, in the showtime, it was supposed to be 2 months because she's not really showing. Fucking Chandler Riggs, his appearance over the last like 3 seasons
Yeah.
has changed dramatically, so it's funny. Or no, you know what it's compared to? Judith. She went from baby being carried
Yeah.
to infant
A walking
walking
toddler.
around.
Yeah, she's got to be... She looks like she's 2 probably now. Maybe...
So
Yeah, probably 2.5.
the longest pregnancy on a TV show
Yeah.
ever. It stretches like 3 actual years, or
Maybe it's like a... God, I can't remember what that shark was. It was like a 40-month gestation. Is that
Yeah.
right? Gestation period. It's the longest.
she's a whale.
Yeah. I can't remember. There's like an endangered shark that I just read about, and it was like they only produce one offspring, and it's a 40-month gestation period, so they're like...
That's a long time
There's
to
some
be pregnant.
stupid rule for pandas. Like once every 365 days is the only time they're fertile. It's something like very, very minute. So like the chance of them reproducing, it's fucking horrible. Nature's out to get them.
If you kill a panda in China, it's punishable by death.
It's fucked
Reasonable
up.
for
No,
their
I mean,
fertility
considering
schedule.
there's only a couple hundred of it, or whatever it is.
Well, that's as opposed to our country where we're rolling back shit where you can just kill
Elephants
whatever.
and
Poach
tusks.
elephant. Well, that whole
You
lot.
can bring back trophies.
Yeah, it was from 2 countries. It's a weird thing. It wasn't even. It doesn't outlaw poaching. It just, if you want to poach, you go to those countries, poach, you travel across the border, and then fly back. You know what I mean? It didn't really prevent.
But then when they killed that elephant that was like a mascot or whatever, didn't they lure it out of a? They
Tiger?
lured it out of a
Sanctuary.
sanctuary.
You mean the tiger?
Was it a tiger?
The lion? The
Oh,
dentist?
it was that dentist one that.
Yeah.
I think there was a maybe it was a rhino. There was another endangered species or something that they lured out of a sanctuary. I'm sure it happens all the time.
I'm sure. But that's not important.
No.
I know what you mean. It's still fucked up.
Yeah. I don't get that whole.
Trophy on the wall.
Yeah, I don't get the whole trophy killing stuff. If you're like the Inuits and you get, even they
use
can't just
all the
kill
parts.
whales all the time anymore. They can kill so many whales a year because they use the bone, the fat, the meat, everything. They
They're
use
doing it
everything.
right.
And they've been doing it for thousands of years probably.
Longer than that, it's part of their culture.
Yeah, so I mean that's a little different than just, hey, I want to kill an elephant and cut its tail off so I can take a picture with it.
Some people, that's what they're into. Some
That's
play video
weird.
games, some want to kill things.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like-
that's strange.
Murderers?
That's
Is that a hobby
well,
now?
that's a different breed. Not all hunters are murderers, but I'm sure you want to kill anything if you're a murderer. I don't know.
I guess you can't really. You can't really say that killing an animal is murder if you're willing to eat an animal. You know what I mean? I guess if you're willing to be like a vegan and say that I don't, deal with any animals or animal products, then maybe you could say that, killing an animal is murder. But I eat the hell out of meat. I can't really say
No,
that.
I'm sure. Some people have the stomach for it. Killing an animal is not a thing.
I couldn't.
Losing a dog is not a thing.
I cried.
Yeah. Some people equate that with a personality. Some, it's just a dumb animal. People who work at slaughterhouses, whatever.
I guess you gotta get used to it.
If I look at a pig, I'll be, oh, don't kill, and guys slice
But you
its
love
throats
bacon.
open. Yeah, same thing. I don't want to see it happen, but I know they all
That's where they end up.
in the factory.
Yeah.
So
You never watched, what was that, Okja?
Oh, yeah.
You should watch that one day. It's
yeah.
I think that was what it was called on Netflix. They made these like super pig things, and they sent them out to all these different farmers across the world, and they raised this like,
See who's the biggest one.
and they got like really really big, and they were intelligent, and
That sounds familiar. You
it
must
was,
have talked about
we
it
talked
before.
about it on here. It was pretty good.
Glenn
Oh
was
yeah,
in it.
and somebody raised the animal, some girl.
Yeah, and it was her friend, and
Yeah, you remember you talking about it.
yeah, it was pretty good. Did we watch anything else new?
We watched more Banshee.
Yeah, we watched more Banshee.
Good. I finished Curb.
I haven't watched a single episode.
It's funny that my dad watches on TV, and we just talked about today, like I would talk about shows with you, that we're just laughing about shit that happened. I didn't even watch it with him. I didn't know he
You're just talking about it?
Yeah. Like, did I talk about it with you at all?
I mean, a little bit on here, but not much.
Michael J. Fox?
No.
Did you ever see a clip of him? The very last, 7 years ago, he was in the last episode. Michael J.
I don't think I watched the last season
No, we
either.
didn't.
That was the first ever clip I saw of that show. It was just, they had beef. Michael J. Fox lived in a condo upstairs of him, and his Parkinson's, or that's what at least what he blamed it on, was causing a bunch of problems for Larry David.
Uh-huh.
Like stomping on the floor, like, Larry, I got cramped feet, I have to stomp. Shaking the soda and giving it to Larry.
Uh-huh.
Parkinson's, Larry, I know I'm fucked up in the head, but you're really fucked up in the head, Larry. Just shit like that.
Uh-huh.
And
He played into it.
yeah, but they come full circle in this. The whole point of the season, he had a fatwa put against him, Muslim like
you're
death
telling
sentence.
us.
But he did a good deed for this Muslim dude, unknowingly, as somebody of prominence. He let him cut in a buffet line when the guy was in seconds, and he stood by it. This man stood in line once; he shouldn't have to stand in line again. I said it once; I've said it before,
Uh-huh.
And the guy looked into it, and he was like conducting his own investigation as to the quality of person Larry David is. And there was like a 5-minute montage of him talking to characters from every season about like shit Larry David's on, like fights he got into.
Uh-huh.
And every time the guy got the truth out of it, and Larry David seemed to be in the right. Like whether it's a lady who had a big vagina who he thought smuggled a baseball out of his house. He's like, but your vagina is big enough to carry baseballs. Was Larry David not wrong? No, it is big. And I can't remember. I don't think he talked to her. He talked to some handicapped lady who was just from every season, and then it
We
capped
watched
off.
it early on, so I
Yeah,
mean,
we
it's been a
did.
while.
Okay, you might recognize some of it, but capped it off with him talking to Michael J. Fox and saying, "So you shook the can. Was that all Parkinson's, Michael?" And he's like, "No, not all Parkinson's." And basically, he got everybody to cop that they were not 100% in the right.
Yeah.
And I fucking like that 4-minute scene. I fucking could not stop laughing. because I recognized everybody from, and that wasn't the finale. It had to. He wanted to make the play called Fatwa, and the last few episodes, last 3, he had Lin
Manuel Miranda.
And he was funny as shit.
Was he?
He plays a dick.
Nice.
He plays himself
God.
as a dick.
He plays an extreme version.
He took over the show and wanted to change the musical numbers and shit. And at the end, they had a grievance. Very last episode, he took the whole cast and crew paintballing, and he had to have a duel with them. He wanted to have a paintball duel, and he meant to fire in the air, but something happened. Whatever show hit Lin-Manuel in the mouth with the paintball, and he was like, "You Aaron Bird me. You're Aaron Bird."
God.
Nice.
It's like, you ruined Hamilton. I can't sing again. No, I didn't mean to. Oh God.
Nice.
It was a funny
I'll have to watch it one of these days. It's just we're backed up on stuff. It seems like you can never quite catch up on what's going on. What are you looking at?
There's something on that wasn't there before.
What?
The scuffs on the door.
That was me. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
My
sure.
bad.
Anything else before we get into Disaster Artist?
Well, we can talk about trailers. That's all I've watched besides some Star Wars.
I really want to see Date Night and Cockblockers.
Okay, so
Those both looked really funny.
Date Night. That's Jason Bateman. And
Yeah. It had a lot of people, it seemed like, in it. And
I can't remember who else right now.
Rachel McAdams.
Was
Yeah.
his wife, yeah.
Yeah.
That looks funny.
It looks really funny.
I'm thinking I'm going to like the first half more than the second half, but I'm trying to think when some characters accidentally walk into something and they assume it's another situation, like trying to think of the Man Who Knew Too Little. Oh, you never saw it, huh?
No.
The Bill Murray movie.
Bill Murray, no, I haven't
The whole
seen
thing,
it.
he's going about it. He thinks this basically what he's in is a living play, and he gets involved into this murders and shit.
Uh-huh.
I can't. There's a couple of movies I think do it, but that's what this is. They think it's a living
Yeah.
mystery
That'd be fun to play a game like that.
where you actually get kidnapped.
Well, I mean, that's something
No,
that's
thanks.
that involved. That's like a real, we play a lot of board games. We've played a lot of card games, but it'd be fun to play like that game you have, the Fiasco game.
Yeah.
Everybody has a role to play. You know, and that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
But we'd have to get people that would commit, and it's hard to
And
get
would
people to
actually
commit.
do it.
almost a very poor sense for like werewolf.
Yeah.
But nobody
yeah.
wanted to. Like everyone was really.
Yeah, I know. Like me and you and Katrina and stuff, it's fine. But like once you get too many people, they're like, eh.
And they talk about something else, and
We'll see what happens at the Christmas party next week. Might be fun. Might be a good time. Well, we could split off into. I mean, not everybody has to play.
yeah.
Because I think it'd only be up to 5 people.
Really? Mm-hmm. But no, Cockblockers looked pretty funny too, and John Cena looked really funny in that.
Yeah, and I like the other guy. I can't remember his
The
name.
guy that's from
Matt
Suicide
TV.
Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
He's from the League.
Oh, he was in the League.
At what point?
He ran the bully. He was
yeah,
a bully
he
that.
was that chick's brother.
Which-
The hot chick that was with, what's his name?
Is that where you know him from, basically?
Yeah, and then he was in Friends from College
in Suicide Squad.
and Suicide Squad.
Oh,
No, I don't never watch Mad
His
TV.
name's
so-
Ike something.
But yeah, he was in the League. He was the guy that had the other RV, and they had to go shit in his
Yeah.
RV.
I barely remember.
Speaking of the
Right.
League, you got Paul Scheer and not George Mantzoukas. What's his name? His first name, Mantzoukas.
Oh, I
Rafi.
don't know. Yeah.
You got 2 guys from the League
Yeah.
in Disaster Artist. No, but both those movies looked really funny. I'm trying to think of the other movie that we saw a trailer for.
Cockblock at the end, butt chugging.
Yes. Made me think of somebody I know.
Yeah. That was some shit.
Who was the... It was... Okay, so it was the guy... Oh, it was Leslie Mann was the other girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good.
I like the idea of it. We gotta cock block them.
The whole text message exchange was pretty
Emojis.
funny. Yeah, the emojis.
I can't remember what else in that trailer made me laugh, but
No, but it looks like it's gonna be pretty funny.
yeah.
Is that why we're going from blockbusters now to comedies? I mean, is that what the season goes like? Blockbusters are for like spring, late spring, early summer,
Well, Memorial Day kicks us off,
and then
right?
winter.
We should be getting some award-winning dramas out, you'd think.
Disaster Artist.
Right before the deadline.
Oh, did you see the trailer for the boxing movie in Thailand?
Oh,
Yeah.
It was from the same company that put out Disaster Artist, and I'm like,
A
it said
prayer
filmed
something.
in
That
prison
makes
in
it,
Thailand.
that changed the whole way I looked at
Yeah,
it, because before
exactly.
the movie doesn't look interesting. But I think, those real Thailandese criminals?
Yeah.
That's fucking,
That's
you know.
interesting.
Yeah, I think that movie looks interesting. I'm not going to see it in theaters, but I wouldn't mind seeing it in on the DVD,
Yeah.
on the Blu-ray.
On the Blu-ray.
And the last trailer you just watched
Ready
was
Player One.
Ready Player One.
When does that come out?
March, I think it said.
We all read the
Maybe.
book, right?
I looked at it this
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah, we've all read the book.
Yeah. So, cool trailer.
Yeah.
Everybody jump, jump. King Kong.
Van Halen.
Yeah.
David Lee Roth was the best singer of Van Halen, not Sammy Hagar, or the guy that came afterwards.
Sammy Hagar is the one that came after.
Do they have to license all these
No,
characters?
There was David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar, and then there was another guy that was like
Was
really
there?
young that they had for
Wasn't
a little
it,
while.
what's his face's son?
That's not what
Eddie Van Halen? No, his son played bass. They kicked out
Okay.
the bass player, I believe. We're talking about stuff we don't know about right now, but there was another lead
I didn't even
singer.
listen to Van Halen. My mom
loved
did.
it. My mom listened to Black Sabbath, but James's dad listened to Van Halen, and I like David Lee Roth a lot. See, it only lists David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar, but I know there was another one.
Is he like the unmentionable that got erased off of the
He
Tales
was.
of Time?
They were gone for a long time, and they came. But nobody cares about that on here. David Lee
Anyways.
Roth is the current lead singer
Oh
of
my
Van
God.
Halen. Like they came
Good
back.
for him.
Gary Sharon.
Gary Sinise?
No, he has his own band.
Does he?
Yeah.
The Gumps? Or the Lieutenant Dan's?
He was on. He was the lead singer on their 11th album. That was it. Anyways, Ready Player One. Might as well jump.
Licensing.
How do they get that? Or is it like fair use at one point in time?
No, I mean it was.
I'm sure they have to get approval. They probably don't have to pay for it.
I'm sure
They're getting free advertising.
I'm sure Steven Spielberg has a lot of pull because he's such a big name. I mean, it's not like you're going to see any Disney characters in there.
I wonder.
I don't know. That's like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. You had
At
Warner
first, I
Brothers
was
and
looking to
Disney.
see if they had Jedi in the background when they show a big battle. A lot of laser-looking things,
Uh-huh.
but here's a question. This reminded me because they show big battles with a bunch of trademark characters. You guys never watched South Park too much, but at one point in
First
time,
7 seasons,
yeah,
all the way through, and then yeah.
there are a couple seasons where it had a couple like 3-part episodes. The best of them for me was Imagination Land, which
I remember you talking about it a lot.
yeah, I didn't know anything you guys don't. But basically, in that, in the imaginary world, all these characters exist, and there's a big borderline, bad and good, and terrorists come in and blow down the wall, and all the bad characters come in and start murdering all the good characters. Well, it's just going on, but there's like a magical council of the 7 like most wise good characters: Aslan, Glinda the Good Witch, Popeye. It was Morpheus from the Matrix. It was funny. But they had all those characters on there, and I guarantee you they did not get permission from all of them.
Uh-huh.
So at what point is it, like, fair use, I guess, of a character?
I don't know. I mean, I think that
That's for a lawyer to determine.
Yeah, obviously that they didn't get sued or anything. That's nothing I heard. But they had, it was like the same. They had Freddy Krueger. This one had Chucky and vice versa.
I get the feeling that those are characters that are easier to get, because I think New Line Cinema owns Freddy Krueger and Chucky.
They had everything. I'm listing 10 of probably like legitimately 100. They had Care Bears.
There's a character in.
They had them getting tortured and maimed also, by the way.
There's a character in Rick and Morty that comes in your dreams and he's got a knife hand and he calls everybody bitch,
Oh, yeah, like Freddy Krueger.
like Freddy Krueger, and I guarantee you they didn't probably.
But you have to also take into consideration they're not using the same person or voices that were used for these characters.
Yeah, that's still, but I mean, you could sue. If you see that Comic-Con just won against Salt Lake City Comic-Con about using the name Comic-Con.
Yeah. Well, is that an argument that they're trying to fraud people into making... If you use a similar name and you don't... You're trying to basically steal the viewership or the consumers from the other group by, like, frauding, pretending you're that group. I think that is actually...
Comic-Con has never gone after anybody, but I think it was because Salt Lake City was advertising outside of Comic-Con one year as Comic-Con with the comic DashCon.
That's
And that's when they got kind of...
Yeah.
They overstepped their bounds.
That's shady trying to, like, pretend like you're the same company. And I think that's
why it's
not
shady.
fair use.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they would have to have sent something out to notify them that they were planning on using this for...
Maybe, because they had this trailer, Battletoads, which is a fucking long dead franchise, and the fact that they're like front and center running.
Street Fighter characters. I swear there was a Indian character on Mortal Kombat 3, I think. I swear I saw that guy in the background. because he had like red stripes almost. And then you see Iron Giant,
Yeah.
Chucky,
Overwatch character.
Overwatch
So that's
character.
Blizzard, EA. So there's a couple video game companies they went through if they actually got permission.
You could also have somebody that might be a big fan of Steven Spielberg or a fan of the book that were like, yeah, you can...
User.
I wonder if they sent out like questions to like 400 different companies and
who
was
would be
like,
willing to
who's
participate?
willing? And then they used the people that were approved. Because I mean,
That'd be cool. When have you seen characters like this? So Wreck-It Ralph, a couple
Yeah.
characters got interspersed, and then like
Roger Rabbit.
I was going to say the same thing because you remember the scene of Mickey Mouse and
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny. That was a compromise.
Well, and you had Donald and Daffy Duck playing dueling pianos against each other.
But I was thinking more to the only way you can get Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse on screen is they had to be there at the exact same time for the same duration. Was something written down somewhere. So that's why that scene was the way it exactly was.
One to get more than the other.
Yeah.
Even though Mickey Mouse is a way bigger deal nowadays than
Bugs
Bugs
Bunny.
Bunny.
100%. But
Different time.
Disaster Artist.
are you done with Ready Player One? I think they're going to cut out all the 80s nostalgia from it.
You think they're going to cut it out?
Well, in the
Except
way
for
that
the music.
I don't think they're going to go into war games. If they got all this other licensing shit, why the hell waste your time going to war games? Go into Jurassic Park.
I think they'll do it. They'll keep true to the music. Obviously, from the trailer, they're going to keep true to the music. Because Van Halen's biggest heyday was the 80s.
80s.
And they're going to
But-
have to play Rush, because that's a big part of...
Yeah.
And they played it in the first teaser.
But let's do this. In the book, everybody's obsessed with 80s culture because that guy was obsessed with it. But in this, like even they show the Joker, Harley Quinn, most of this stuff is almost 90s culture.
Well, I mean, Say Anything in the 80s?
Yes.
That was in the 80s, and they showed multiple scenes of them holding a jukebox in the air in this one.
Yeah, and DeLorean. I'm saying that
The 80s,
it's
yeah.
100% not...
Freddy Krueger,
It's
80s.
100% like our childhood, it seems. Like, all this shit. But I don't know. Like, the movie's going to differ from the book.
Yeah.
And if they don't go into war games, I won't be mad.
I don't even remember it.
That was in the beginning.
The first trial he has to go in, he has to basically say everything Ferris Bueller's, Matthew
Okay.
Broderick said.
I just remember him
verbatim.
playing against the wizard. Wasn't that the beginning? The
Oh,
first
that
key?
was the first... Oh, that was him getting the key, and then the other was the trial. Yeah, he had a fight.
Didn't you have to beat... it was a wizard or a skeleton or something
Some
at, like,
monster.
at some arcade game, right?
It was a skeleton. It was a dungeon, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in a dungeon.
On the world his school existed on, where there's no
Yeah.
PvP.
So you had to beat that at a... What, can't remember what the arcade was.
Arcade or was it chess
Was it
or
Joust?
something? Joust.
It was Joust.
exactly.
Yeah. That was a nice little pool there.
But then he did have to go into war games. I remember that trial.
He got an extra life at some point. Didn't he?
From some vending machine or something.
Yeah. It's
I
been a
know-
little while since I read it.
He went to the guy's old house and went to... Maybe that was when he went into war games, to be honest. Yeah. But I think if they got rid of some of that and put in more current, trendy, or like more nostalgic... Because war games is fine, but Ferris Bueller's more nostalgic than
Yeah.
that, if I had to nitpick.
I
Or
haven't
say,
watched Ferris Bueller in ages.
still exists.
His friend that was in that movie with him
Cameron?
was 30 when he filmed it.
It's so funny.
That's
He's
fine.
supposed to be in high school.
Yeah.
I was just looking at a list of people that weren't age appropriate for their roles.
How old am I supposed to be playing? Your age.
Yeah, yeah, right. So you're in your early 20s. You're 19.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good segue
Okay.
into
Disaster
Disaster
Artist.
Artist.
Now we'll say we've watched The Room 2 years ago, come February.
Yeah,
Maybe.
March.
Our second episode, which never got released.
Oh yeah.
And then you turn around and we watched it like a week later on Katrina's birthday, or a month, 2 months later.
I don't know. I think I haven't watched it in a little while, but I have watched it a few times.
I could not find it again. I wanted to watch it.
I want to watch it too, but we didn't get it in this week. It was a rough week.
Yeah.
But
That was not happening.
I'm glad I didn't, because it was fucking weird for BB.
yeah.
Well, for one, couple things, but not knowing that the movie wasn't like a remake with a different actor, she couldn't tell the difference.
Really?
At the end. Like, to her it was just white people.
Okay, just. Damn it! I lost my train of thought. I was just about
She
to say
thought
something.
both of them, the Francos, looked just like...
Oh, he directed that movie in character too.
That's awesome. I see his name at the end credits, and I scoffed at it. I was like, that's awesome. He directed it. Like, that guy
Yeah.
directed his.
There was some points in that movie where he looked so much like Tommy Wiseau.
When he gets the eye to match up with lazy eye.
Yeah. It was just, there were some shots from the side too where I'm just like, oh my god.
When he's like walking, like you just see the back of his hair, I'm like, he got his stride down and everything.
Everything.
He's wearing like the tank top and the big baggy pants.
Yeah.
And the belt.
It was crazy them doing the side by side too, where you could like,
See
oh
the
my
scenes.
goodness.
So we'll get to that, I guess.
The girl that played Lisa really got it spot on.
I think
Yeah. Did they got Josh Hutcherson?
Who played Chris R? It was
Zac Efron.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was great.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know he was in it either.
Hitting the wall and shit.
I like that they had the intro with like Kevin Smith and J.J. Abrams and all those people talking about it, because it's like, yeah, even at the end of the movie, like he didn't set out to make this movie, but he's famous because of how
awful it is.
How it's looked at now. You know what I mean? It's. I mean, if it was an average movie, nobody would care at this point. The fact that it was so bad.
So, as a movie, disconnected from The Room, is it a good movie?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
I think even if you haven't seen The Room, it's a story of somebody trying to fulfill their dream. And
all the things that come along
the
with
character
that.
is good enough. Are they sincere?
I think so.
You buy it.
Yeah, I buy in. I liked it. And I think even... Did BB like it?
She did.
Damn.
Like,
sorry I'm coughing so much in this episode. It's just...
when I looked over, she was more entertained than I was. Like, whenever he did something like super awkward, she's like... like giggling.
Uh-huh.
I like Dave Franco less than James, but James Franco fucking killed it.
Yeah.
He did such a good impersonation of him.
Yeah, it was really good. It's funny seeing just reason scenes were shot, like when it's like, I definitely have breast cancer, and the lady's like, does this come back? And he's like, no, it's Twist.
He killed me.
It's Twist. And how they're like talking about it while they're watching the movie. She's like, it never came back.
I don't understand.
Oh yeah, it was.
I feel like that movie's made like for us because we watched the room and fucking enjoyed it, and we said shit that they say that that the premiere.
Well, I'll just for everybody listening to this, the day after this comes out, I'll put the Room one together. The sound quality's bad. It's really choppy because I edited half the episode and not the rest. But I'll just put it out. And
if you want to listen to it, listen to it.
I kind of want to hear it. I'm pretty sure I was like, I said the exact same shit about her getting cancer. And
and we were like, why is he having sex so high? It was way higher than where he needed to be. It didn't make sense.
I'm surprised I found the character so like endearing by the end when he's fucking crying in the front row.
Yeah,
like that sucks. I feel bad.
I was listening to Seth Rogen on an interview, and he was saying that when they premiered this at South by Southwest, that's what that is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they premiered it at South by Southwest, and they had invited Tommy, but he didn't say if he was going to come. And he came, and they said after the movie screened, and everybody was cheering it, and they said, "Do you want to come up and say anything?" And I guess they all cheered for him to come up and talk, just like they cheered for him at the end of this movie.
Nice.
So I'm like, that's kind of cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
I was surprisingly touched by like just the whole movie.
Yeah, and it was cool because it wasn't a comedy. It was like it had comedy in it because he's so awkward.
Yeah.
But it was drama. It was these two friends trying to.
But were they really friends?
Off and on.
By the end of it, they were.
Well, yeah, but that's just kind of weird.
Isn't that all friends?
I don't know. I'm just not picking up and moving around, you know.
If he didn't care for him at all, he wouldn't have pepped him up and said, "Listen, you think what's in Brando? Not Brando. Who do you say? Hitchcock
James
got an
Dean,
audience like that?
Hitchcock, yeah.
No, never. That's all you, man."
I liked his interaction with Sestero's mom, with Greg's mom.
Oh, that was great.
When she's crazy lady.
Crazy lady. I didn't know where he got the "you tear me apart."
I didn't either.
I was like, "Oh, that's cool. There's a real world inspiration for that."
Yeah.
And James Dean.
Yeah. I wouldn't tell you what I'm not a fan of. Shaky cam.
Yeah, it was a little.
Like it was enough that I noticed. Like we were on a rooftop overlooking LA at one point. Like shaky cam.
It was.
I'm like, that's just.
I think they did it on purpose, though.
Probably.
It's obviously not an accident.
I think it's an effect that adds something to it.
Well, I think it keeps it to seem like it's
real life.
Like the movie being made was obviously a low budget movie, The Room. And I think they kind of were keeping it in the same vein a little bit.
I still found it annoying. To be
There was
honest.
a certain...
If,
there was
if
a
that's
couple-
my biggest criticism right
Yeah.
now, that's not. What do you think, Katrina?
It was enjoyable. It
You're not a
was
fan
just
of...
awkward.
Because you don't like the room as much as we do. You tolerate it, but you're not...
No, I'm definitely not in love with it.
So what did this do anything? Did it made you appreciate
I like the
it?
part with Bryan Cranston. That was good.
Yeah.
And Alison Brie.
And you know that probably really happened,
Yeah.
too.
Probably.
And that sucks.
I mean, they wouldn't have put it in without it.
Hopefully not.
I wonder. Like, I'm curious.
That's what I thought of when that happened in the movie. I was like, I wonder if that really happened.
Yeah.
I had to give context to be like, that guy, Malcolm Little is kind of a big show, like the guy said back in the day. It's funny
Yeah.
because now he's in everything, but back then that's what he was known for, which is funny.
Right.
So, you like the room now?
So, I honestly wanted to watch it again. I was talking to somebody at the cookie party on Friday. I was like, I need to watch that again before I go and watch this movie, and that just didn't happen.
Did you just...
What happened to Best Friends? That movie was supposed to come out this year, too.
It got delayed again.
Best Friends. It's supposed to say 2017.
Isn't it Fines or something?
Yeah, the Friends is in
Yeah.
parentheses. But they're both in it.
Uh,
So is Paul Shear.
Indefinitely delayed.
you know the lady, or the couple that had sex in their house in the room? They weren't really in this movie too much.
Yeah.
But the lady was always talking to Lisa. Like,
Yeah.
You recognize her?
Yeah, she's a comedian. She's been in a bunch of stuff.
For sure. Oh, it's not the lady I'm thinking of.
Unless we're talking about a different lady.
I thought
The other blonde that was sitting next to her in the theater?
Yeah.
She's usually got brown hair.
What's
She's
it-
Yeah.
in
She was in
she was in that period, the
Forgetting Sarah Marshall. She was in that.
Yeah, she was. She was in that movie with Jack Black and the History of the World movie.
Okay.
You know what I'm
she was
talking
in an episode of Fly the Conchords.
I thought... I'm going to look up this lady. Better Call Saul, his girlfriend. I thought she was in it.
No.
I thought that was the lady sitting next to her.
No.
And they pull up.
That's not her.
Unless we're all mistaken, and it's just
Silence.
Well,
yeah, that's okay.
someone's trying to figure something out.
She's in it. I didn't see her.
Who is that?
Isn't that the girl from Scrubs? The ladies
the
and
crazy
fishermen?
person?
Yeah.
Where was
I-
she?
don't know.
Uncredited. Somewhere in the background.
I'm looking.
Maybe she was in the beginning episode with Melanie Griffith, which was
Yeah.
totally weird. She's so old now.
I was wrong. I don't know why I mistaked it for her.
Glenn Close was in it. Melanie Griffith was in it. Odenkirk was in it.
That was good. You're a
It's
villain.
like you're a villain.
Yeah. Did you guys see...
Or was that Sharon? That was Sharon Stone, not I wanted to say Glenn Close. That was Sharon Stone, right?
Where?
It says Sharon Stone was in it.
Where was Sharon Stone?
Remind me.
Wasn't it? Was it The Agent?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, year one she was in, and Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Yeah, we know. We were right. I don't think you were right.
Yeah.
What's
you're
her
not right.
picture? You got it?
The picture's not very
She's
good of her
normally
because
a
it doesn't
brunette.
look.
Where's Greg Sestero on that movie?
I'm trying to
What do you
find.
mean?
He already had a cameo.
I heard he did too,
They
but I
both had
didn't see
cameos. And at the end of the movie, the credits were rolling. I said I didn't see either one of them. And then, of course, at the end credits, Tommy's there.
Right. So where was Greg? Maybe he was in the auditorium in the beginning scene in San Francisco.
Sorry.
Nice. Good one.
Okay, I think that's a mistake. It was
Yeah,
big
she was
for
in year one.
Kim
she was one of the
Wexler.
main. No, it wasn't Kim Wexler.
No.
I thought.
Incorrect.
But no, it made Tommy seem a lot more genuine. You know what I mean? Instead of just a weirdo.
Yeah. I like that.
He just has apartments.
It's
in
just a guy.
LA, in
It's
San
a guy who
Francisco.
has money somehow.
Yeah.
But and the rumor is that he inherited a bunch of money at some point in his life,
Bottomless
not
pit.
from selling jeans.
And nobody
and
knows
stuff.
his age.
Yeah, but that
I'm
a guy
his age.
that didn't have a lot of friends and that ended up having a friend. And I mean, it's just he seemed more genuine after watching the movie than
Previously.
lonely, you know. And he had this friend that he made, and he didn't want to let him go, which is selfish. But I mean,
I made 2 logos.
yeah,
See that?
Hannibal Buress and
Rafi.
Rafi, yeah, they were in
Trust
it.
these guys.
It's like you're gonna film it in both. Nobody buys the equipment.
No one does that.
But yeah, they said it cost around $6 million.
Oh man. Now Seth Rogen going to cash a check. That was good.
Yeah.
Let's see if this works.
I did not hit her. I did not hit her.
It was, I mean,
her.
You saw the scene, and it was still good watching it.
I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Did you watch the video of him doing the video game lines?
No, I never did.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I'll have to watch
I wonder if I can play it on here. We've played stuff before.
How many scenes do you think they filmed side by side to put in the end credits? We have done the whole movie again if they wanted.
They should have.
As,
That's like before that came on. As soon as they had the side by screen, I was like, "Oh my god, are they going to play both?"
Yeah.
And some of them were like word for word, spot on to spot on,
like timing wise,
Yeah.
perfectly. The only one that I think did match up perfectly was I did not.
Yeah.
Oh,
there was a couple Sestero ones that
Did match up perfectly even.
yeah.
But even like the sets they had, perfect. Like it
Yeah.
matched.
He had his own bathroom. I mean, it was like a lot of kinds of little stuff. It was pretty good.
He fucking played football.
And I'm glad that they did the cheap.
Cheep, cheep. Oh, Nathan For You guy was in it. I'm the lawyer friend. That guy has a comedy show on Comedy Central.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of who you're talking about.
Wasn't he a psychologist?
He's a guy, a psychologist. I played a psychologist. He was in the theater. He's the one. You played Chris R, right?
Chris
Is
R.
that him?
No, I mean
Do I have to say Chris
There you
R?
This is from IGN, so I can actually give it credit.
You are lying. I never hit you. You are tearing apart, Lisa. This is from Resident Evil. This is Barry Burton. I was hoping you could do this as Tommy.
Yeah, I'll do them all this time.
Okay.
Joe, here's a lockpick. It might come in handy if you, the master unlocking, Tiger Williams.
Thanks.
Oh, that's excellent.
I used to be a venturer like you. Then I took arrow to knee.
It's like a different
It's
language.
me, Mario. So hi, Mario.
What are you trying to say?
Do you believe love can bloom on the battlefield? That sounds like a Tommy quote.
Yes.
That's definitely a Tommy quote.
So, what's up?
You know where I can find some sailors?
God,
War never changes.
Round one. Fight.
Get over here!
oh, this is.
A wizard came from the moon.
Yeah, it's
surprisingly entertaining. Just,
yeah. I wish he would do just like interviews just as Tommy. I mean,
That's Louisiana accent.
yeah,
No,
off
it's
on New
not.
Orleans. Okay,
Go back and forth at the end.
so they had him on like James Franco was on Jimmy Kimmel or something, and Tommy Wiseau came on, and he said where he was from on that, and and Franco like freaked out. He's like, "No, this is new news. Nobody knows where he's from." He said something in Eastern Europe.
I seen that they were on a show. I never watched it. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
I just watched a clip of it, but I was at work, so I didn't. But everything from the laugh, I mean, I really did like the story. It was just well done. The Judd Apatow scene
That was good.
Yeah.
in the restaurant.
He's
I mean, he
rushing
wasn't
over.
He wasn't playing Judd Apatow though.
Was he not?
Well, no, because
Shut Up, not famous enough back then?
he was still a producer then, but he wasn't nowhere near as big as he was
he
now.
doing
Because that
Freaks
was
and
in
Geeks back then?
That would have been late '90s. So yeah, he'd have been doing Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a famous producer. Yeah, you would have recognized him.
Yeah. But
Thanks, you got through 2 acts of Shakespeare. Thanks, bitch.
Rushing over here.
never in a million years. What about after that? Oh man, that's yeah. I liked it a lot.
We have a bias.
Yeah. I
There's
wonder
a
how
lot
much.
of people who do.
Well, I was going to say, BB watched it, and she has no bias because
And she liked it.
she's never seen The Room. Yeah, and so her watching the scene side by side, she's like, wait, so that's not the same, it's not the same dude? It's like, no, look, they're different people.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I can tell Lisa. I was like, that's how, she's like, oh, okay, that's crazy. So they really made that movie? Yeah.
Yeah, they really made it.
That's a real movie.
I wonder if the scene was that hard when he was like, I had read things where he was like, let's keep doing the sex scene, and it was pretty harsh on there. Like he was treating her like shit.
Yeah.
Really
And
gross.
Didn't they use the same? They used the same sex scene and the same music twice. I remember us
Yes.
watching it and we're like, why are they
First, like,
using the same-
15 minutes.
Yeah. Turned into like a softcore porno.
Denny and the apple going upstairs.
Yeah. They just like focused on him for like, oh my god. I want to know where the spoon thing came. I guess people throw spoons at the screen and stuff at certain parts.
Well,
when
there's
they do
framed pictures in the movie, right, of spoons. Isn't that what it is?
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it was. Is there's spoons everywhere. And I read about this before, and I meant to watch it out for it next time. Like, all the artwork has spoons in it.
Did it?
Yeah.
And that's why people take spoons and throw them.
That's interesting.
If it ever comes back here, we're going to go see it, right?
That'd be awesome.
Like, we had tickets to see it. We just couldn't go see it. But
Right.
it wasn't with Tommy Wiseau or anything. And he's been here before. So, I mean...
Like Kensington?
Yeah, probably Kensington.
God.
But yeah, I really liked it. It was neat. It's neat that BB liked it too because it's somebody that hasn't seen it.
Yeah, I think she just
I want Corey number 2 to see it and see if he likes it.
Has he seen The Room?
He's never seen The Room.
Okay, that's good. We need another opinion, whether it's just a captivating movie.
There is Oscar buzz around it too.
For a picture or for Franco? Because I could see Franco.
I could see Frankie. You could see writing,
Okay.
Yeah.
screenplay maybe.
Half the writing is his bad writing.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh God, I'm getting a Charlie horse.
Uh-oh.
Go away. Go away. Go away.
Punch toe.
So we had a guy at work, and he showed up late by like 15 minutes one day, and he was like, "Oh, I got a Charlie horse at like 4 a.m," and we were all like, "If your fucking ass was awake at 4 a.m,
You could've been to work on
why weren't
time."
you here on time?" Don't use that as an excuse. Say you slept in. But no, I liked it a lot. Solid A for me. I mean, if we're not, we're not giving ratings. Sorry. No ratings. I liked it a lot.
We give it feelings. I feel generally positive about it.
Feelings?
The experience.
That's worse.
Yes. What's your feelings about your experience, Katrina?
I enjoyed it. It was good.
That's positive feelings.
She had a whole bottle of champagne.
I did.
Before
I felt great.
before we watched it, so she would have.
I
liked
was a
any
little too
movie.
excited about the Wrinkle in Time.
She's all. I had to tell her that she's not a child and not to fucking scream out inside of a movie theater. I'm like, no, we're inside. Use inside voices.
Anything for my princess.
Oh, God.
Cheep. You know this is all coming back now. This is all coming back.
You got rid of it.
Yeah.
It's never gone.
So that Best Friends movie is supposed to be out sometime this year, and the rest of the year isn't very long.
You know, when I was mentioning it to BB, like, they're making a movie, I thought it long came out and we missed it.
Well, they're making another one already. I just looked at their IMDb profiles, and it said Best Friends Volume 2. So I wonder if there's a sequel.
People were giving them money.
Yeah.
Somebody should give them money so he could write another, like, a room sequel.
Well, he's dead.
No, he vampire.
Or a prequel. He looks
I have
young
to show
enough.
my ass.
Like
to
how he
sell
gets
this
his job
movie.
at the bank or makes them tons of money.
We have a new client. Tell me about it. I can't tell you. That's confidential. How's your sex life? Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? He tells us somebody got beat up.
He keeps doing it over and over and over again.
Let's get one without the laugh.
We need a new reaction.
When they're
What a story, Mark.
I didn't recognize you, Tommy. And Seth Rogen's like, how the fuck are you not gonna recognize that guy? I did like when Odenkirk's like, you're a villain. He's like, you all laugh. You guys are a villain.
I'm the script supervisor. You think I should have a hold of the script? We leave some. It'd be surprised.
Everybody wants script.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had it just down, man. I could watch James Franco or Tommy Wiseau. That's the whole thing about it, is that it's just that character.
Yeah.
And it's him.
How much do you think this movie cost?
I don't know. I'm thinking 25, 30 million.
So only like 4 times the budget of the original?
At least.
That's because they rented the camera equipment. Yeah, I don't think it wasn't a super high budget movie. They have to keep their movies. The lower the budget, the less interference you have from studios and stuff. So.
Will it make it back?
Yeah, I think so.
Have you heard anything?
I haven't.
I'm kind of curious. What do you go to, like, Watch Mojo? No,
Box Office Mojo.
That's it.
Box Office Mojo. But I mean, it is a wide release. But I mean,
Was it going to make more than $1,800 its first opening weekend?
Coco 3
Yeah.
Disaster Artist Soars.
Good.
Where is it? Yeah, it did seem to have a lot of buzz. Like, I was talking to people about it that had no idea. They're like, "Oh, that looks really funny," or
Had no idea about The Room.
yeah. Here we go.
What's the projection?
Domestic, it made $8 million. Foreign, it made $1 million. It doesn't say the budget, but that's pretty good.
For a weird movie?
Yeah, for a weird movie like that. It doesn't say what the budget is. I wish I knew what the budget was. Opening weekend.
Disaster Artist was only 840 theaters.
So how hard was it for them to act together as being brothers and then trying to be best friends? That's just got to be awkward.
When your brother's standing in front of you with a little
Pouch.
beanbag covering his
Oh
cock.
my god.
I'm like, how do you act like in that movie? I remember seeing them in something. It was when like Spider-Man 2 was coming out. They had like an internet thing where James Franco was trying to teach his younger brother, who was still, he wasn't an actor yet, how to be an actor. And he made him stand on his glider while he was throwing like bottles at him, like, "You're the Goblin. You get Spider-Man throwing stuff at you." It was just like a fake video, like for Funny or Die or something, where they're just fucking with him.
Right.
I remember thinking like, "Oh, his brother looks kind of like him." And then come 21 Jump Street, Dave Franco's in it. He's a villain, and now he's Neighbors, and so on and so forth.
All kinds of.
6.4 million from 840 locations. That's probably pretty well because now I'm wondering how much it cost to make. It can't have made that. I mean, because it's like a passion project for them. I mean, I'm doubting that the guys that were in it the most made a ton of money. You think James
Like
Franco?
salary-wise?
Yeah, salary-wise.
How did Wonder make so much money?
It's supposed to be
It's
a
got
really good movie.
It's supposed to be a good movie. It's got a book. I mean, it's got a big
Is it better than
following.
Disaster Artist?
I don't know. I didn't look
Probably.
at the...
No.
How dare you? How dare you, Katrina?
Seriously.
Let's look at Rotten Tomatoes, the end-all be-all of...
Do it.
Oh.
Let's see. Disaster Artist, 94%.
You're talking about a kid.
Who's it?
with-
Wonder, 85%.
Okay.
Boo Earns.
Who got the more fucked up face?
Coco, 96%. Which I said, we watched
I want to see that.
We watched a
Exclusive peek.
exclusive peek at the California Adventure of Coco, and I was like, oh my god, I really want to see this movie now.
You're not going to get to see it with Olaf's Frozen Adventure
It's
anymore.
already stopped, yeah.
I know, but that's a 20-minute thing.
22.
It's a 22-minute short. That's not short.
How long?
They said it took an hour of what the movie started at
I-
5:45 and the actual movie didn't start till
I
6:30.
seen something like that too.
So 45 minutes of previews.
But some kids only go there for
I heard
that.
it was pretty suggestive.
Really?
Yeah.
Lewd
Of
a little
what?
bit?
I don't know. But my thing is if Coco's an hour and a half and then you add previews and add this, then you're going over 2 hours.
Kids
and that's
get
yeah,
antsy.
kids get antsy. We're gonna take Oliver to see Star Wars next
That's
weekend.
2.5
It's gonna be 2.5 hours.
I remember seeing the last Frozen short, but I don't remember if it was 20 minutes or what.
With the spring one?
I don't remember. It was a bunch of little snowmen running around.
Yep.
I forget what movie that preceded. But that was back in the day.
I want to know the Disaster Artist's budget.
I'd like my cough to go away.
Yeah.
The Disaster Artist cost $10 million to make.
You found it?
I'm reading on Film Drunk. But it should have no problem earning money back. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah. If it only cost $10 million to make and they already made $9 in the first
They should be able
weekend.
to make
Yeah.
enough money. No profit much, though.
Well, you don't have. I mean, that's the thing with those lower budget movies. I mean, you don't have to go crazy to make your money back.
Yeah.
You're talking like Blumhouse style?
Yeah, Blumhouse though.
Blumpkin.
Speaking of that, if you do want to watch Creep 2, I think it's out. It'll be out either this week or next week on Netflix.
Keep my eyes peeled.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
I mean, it'll be cool. It'll be a trilogy.
It's gonna be a trilogy.
How
Yeah,
many horror trilogies are there?
a lot.
There's some that, no, they go
They
past.
expanded. Yeah, I mean, like Scream was a trilogy for a while, and they
Then they fucked that up.
yeah.
Is there anyone that stopped at 3? Fucking, all of them keep going. It's like open.
It's because they're low budget, so I mean, you don't have to, and they get followings, and you don't have to, like fucking Insidious just had a trailer on while we were watching Walking Dead
Yeah.
for a new movie.
Insidious, The Conjurings. Let people watch that shit.
There was, did you see the trailer for the Winchester movie?
Oh, yeah. Helen Mirren.
Yeah, I did. Was that,
I've
that
al-
was in theaters?
I've always wanted to go to the Winchester Mansion.
I think I've read about it once. It kept, like it said in the trailer, just rooms being built and built. Always.
Yeah.
Oh, they never slept in the same room.
I wonder if they're going to narrow it down, because it said the most haunted house in America is the Whaley House. I saw it on the Discovery Channel and the Travel Channel. It's the most haunted place in America.
Okay.
And it's here. It's like right in our backyard, as far as people listening to this. The, whatever, 900 listeners we have now. You're rolling your eyes. It's probably about accurate now, buddy. I got people writing in. We got listeners, brah. We got listeners.
900.
We probably have a few hundred at this point.
He does not believe
He doesn't
you.
believe me?
I don't believe it.
That's not nice.
I get to get fan mail.
It's because it all goes to me. I don't put your email up. Cheap, cheap, cheap. No, I wonder how long it'll be till they make a Whaley House movie.
Probably not long, I guess, right?
I mean,
They're running out of material.
yeah, you might as well. When are we going to make a movie? We should make a movie.
Oh, God.
We should make our own movie.
We should. You want a pinky swear?
You got $6 million?
He doesn't like pictures being taken care of. How are you going to do a movie?
How are we going to do a movie? We'll just put a paper bag over your face. It'd be an
Just
improvement.
change the...
Would I have to trim my beard?
Not
I
from
won't
the
make
bag
you
of your
trim. I won't
face.
make you
It's
trim
a
your beard.
twist.
Does it ever come back? Anything else you guys want to touch base on?
Nah.
Star Wars next weekend then?
Yeah.
Star Wars Episode 8?
Should we try to have Eric on?
God,
60 episodes later?
that would be something, wouldn't
Well,
it?
you know he'd have seen it.
Yeah, he's going to see it next weekend.
Is he?
Will he make time to
I
make
got
it?
a text message. He's like, I take offense to the way you guys are talking about me on the podcast. And I was like, well, when you have no plans and you say you can't do it because you have plans. And he's like, I was like, we do it every day of the week. When do you want to do it? I was like, come over early before the Christmas party. And he's like, I'm going to see Star Wars. I was like, see? You can never do it. I already knew he was going to see Star Wars. So
No, he knows you knew.
he knows that I knew that he knew that I knew.
But I know that.
New?
Old, new, and new. Anybody know what that's from? Old,
Nope.
new,
Yes.
and new. Tweet us. Tweet.
I know.
@SlyComs. Anything? Okay, we're good. Yeah?
You done? Time to go
Yeah.
to sleep?
Time to go to sleep. It's only 9:30.
Only.
Cheap, 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 cheap.
Okay, bye-bye.
Cheap, 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 cheap.